Hi everyone, my name is Father Sam Kachuba. Welcome to Faith Friday. The other day I was at the grocery store, and while I was kind of bent over my cart at the checkout line, taking things out and putting them over on the conveyor belt, there was at the end of the aisle, the end of the line there, where the magazines are and the candy and everything else and all those little gotcha displays. There's a little girl from my parish, and she was standing there. She had stopped to look at the display of candy, because there's all Christmas candy and there's all kinds of bright shiny things there. So she's about 7 years old, and she stopped to look at that, and her dad was right next to her, but just kind of walking on ahead. And so he was moving on, and she was stopped looking at the candy, and she looked up and she saw me. And I looked at her, and she looked at me, and the look on her face was just, I don't know, it's hard for me as a man with a beard to do a really good 7-year-old girl face like that. But anyway, she looked at me like so excited to see me. So I gave her a little wave, and then she kind of went on her way, but she kept turning around and looking back and waving back to me and everything. And then she said, Dad, I saw Father Sam. And Dad finally turned around 3 or 4 checkout lanes down, and he turned, and I looked over and I waved to him, and he waved back. And I got to tell you, there was something really cool about that feeling of being recognized that way, because the look on her face was exactly the same look that you see on TV commercials when a kid sees Santa Claus. Now, I'm not saying I'm Santa Claus or I'm even as cool as Santa Claus, but it was really cool to have somebody look at me that way. And part of it was kind of the joy of being recognized. It was the joy of having somebody notice me and be excited to see me. Part of it also, if I can speak for this little 7-year-old girl, she had the same joy of being recognized, because when I saw her and I waved to her, she knew that I knew who she was. And there's a joy there. There's something exciting about having someone recognize who we are. Well, that's really the joy that we should feel as we get ready for Christmas. In just a couple of days, we are celebrating the joy of Christmas. The child Jesus, born in the manger, looks at us with that same joy and excitement. He sees us and he recognizes us. What if we had the same excitement to welcome Jesus as this little girl had just to see me in the checkout line at the supermarket? What if we had the same joy to see Jesus that we have when we see Santa Claus, when we get a great gift under the tree? What if we welcomed Jesus with that same joy? Jesus looks at us and he knows us. He recognizes us. He sees us for who we are, and he rejoices to welcome us. Do we recognize him? And do we give back to him that same joy? That joy of being recognized, being known, being loved, being welcomed. I hope that for this Christmas, you and I are able to welcome the child Jesus with great joy, that we rejoice at his coming, and that we know ourselves to be known, to be loved, and to truly be his sons and daughters. God bless you, and Merry Christmas.